So I don't think sports injuries could be prevented as it never happened, but I think that maybe there could be less injuries, less severe injuries by proper training, proper diet, and proper rehab and prehab.
So the question is, can sports injuries be prevented? And I don't think there's anything that we can say 100% can be prevented, but I think that one thing we can do when it comes to our athletes is that we can decrease the risk and minimize the chances of them getting injured. And we do this by strengthening their bodies, physically and mentally, building up the resilience of their joints, their muscles, their nervous system to prevent things from happening. So the stronger they are on the field, the less the chances that they take a hit or someone bumps into them really hard, and that leads to an injury if we're not training and rehabbing in that manner. So do I think that anything is 100% preventable? No, but I do think that it's our job as health practitioners to minimize that risk. And in the chance that an injury does happen, we are there to make sure that their rehab is efficient and safe at the same time and able to get them back onto the field, the court, whatever sports they feel in a good amount of time.
All right, so I do believe that sports injuries can be reduced. Prevented is not the right word, I would say, but I definitely think the prevalence of injuries can be reduced, be prehab or through exercise. Strength training, mobility, as well as just overall movement can definitely help decrease the risk of injury, but not prevent it.
Hi, I'm Augustine Jato, the Director of Cognitive Health with the Health Institute. I'm answering the question of the month. Can sports injuries be prevented? I would say yes. I use cognitive behavior training, or CBT, which is a skill set that allows an athlete to identify their thoughts, feelings, and behaviors, especially contributing to stress, and being present in the moment, allowing them to pay more attention and focus, thus preventing injuries. Thank you.
Do I think sports injuries can be prevented? No, I don't. I think injuries in sports or in general are inevitable. However, they can be mitigated through strength training and the proper protocol, just preparing the tissues overall for the sport that you're playing, basically.
Do you think sports injuries can be prevented?
I think it depends. Some can be prevented and some can't be prevented. If we talk about contact versus non-contact, so if somebody hits you, some of those injuries can be prevented. If we're talking about a non-contact or an overuse injury, we could reduce the risk of those injuries through exercises, corrective exercises, and load management.
Hey guys, so in my opinion, sports injuries are preventable. There's a myriad of exercises and prehab strategies that can prevent that sort of thing from happening. The thing that you can't prevent from happening are accidents. And during sports and activities, there are such things. So don't get too confused either. There's a big difference between them.
Can sports injuries be prevented? The answer is no, and that's because there's always lots of variables that cannot be controlled. However, we can also try to reduce the chances that injuries will occur. So the variables that we have no control over are what other players are doing. So for example, say in football, players get tackled, maybe someone comes in from a wrong angle, and that can lead to an injury. Giving basketball as an example, maybe someone else sticks their foot underneath you while you're trying to land, and that causes you to sprain an ankle and you get injured. Now, what we can do is work on some exercises, strengthening balance, and all these types of things, which hopefully would lower the chances of getting injured. However, this can never guarantee that an injury would not take place.